Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll get started. And Jennifer, if you've got any specific questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Same thing for anyone else. All right. So what is the Kickstart Instructor Training Program? We'll just kind of start there. So I got to start with a teeny bit of backstory. Speaking for myself, but I know speaking for so many other instructors who are doing this as a full-time thing or just for fun. We all got started and we had to kind of pave our own way. We had to create the whatever lesson planning or ideas for what we're teaching or learning the dances, if you're doing line dance, or learning the techniques to be able to then share it with others. And ultimately, we all had to kind of pave our own journey, which was great because we learned so much along the way. But for me personally, there were people in my world who could have been really helpful and instrumental in helping me to be able to bring this light to more people. And instead, I was kind of hit with the opposite. It was a bunch of closed mouths. It was ignored calls and emails and texts. And it had more to do with kind of hoarding information and not wanting to share a platform because of fear of, maybe somebody taking customers or something. So that's kind of a little bit where this ambition to create something where other aspiring instructors or instructors who really want to take what they're doing next level, to have resources to be able to do just that, and to be an open book, and to call on the knowledge of the people that I have learned from, and that our team has learned from, and that other professionals in this industry have learned from. I had a call with Joe Thompson Szymanski the other day, who is just, if you know her, she is queen of line dancing all over the world, one of the most sweet and humble people you'll ever meet. And she's going to be a part of our coaching conversation. It won't be, I think it will be coming up in the winter session, which everyone who participates in, who has a KIT membership, you have lifetime access. So whether that coaching call is in the fall session or in the next session, you have lifetime access to all of that. But Joe said, I'm happy to share because I would just be sharing the stuff that people taught me. And she's like, I think it is my duty as an instructor and as a person on this planet to pay it forward. So I'm really happy to be a part of the Kickstart Instructor Training Program. And I just thought that really hit the nail on the head. And it really was exactly what we're doing here, which is sharing knowledge, tools, resources, all sorts of things to help everyone be able to either start or up level. And I definitely do say both because it's not just for one type of person. This training has been created to do so much. And it's the kind of thing that you would go through 3 or 4 different times. And every time you're going to get so many new concepts, ideas, tools, and resources, like every time, whether they were already there from the beginning and just in your mind, you weren't ready to see it or hear it or apply it, or updates that we do and continue to add information to the program. So that is that's kind of a summary of what or why this started and kind of how it came to be. And we're super excited to be sharing it. We actually kind of had like a little bit of a beta launch. It was just, we kind of put it out there and wanted to see. We had around 10 members sign up at that point, and a few of them are, we've had people in the apprenticeship program, which we'll talk about a little bit. We've had people like full blown, they're working their business. They've had huge results in just implementing the smallest ideas and strategies, and how that's tripled their income. If you've been getting in the emails, you've been seeing some of those testimonials. But it's been the kind of thing that really anyone can learn and gain from, and it can help change what it is they're doing or inspire more on what they're doing. Because here's what we believe at Kickstart. At Kickstart, we believe that there's enough to go around. There are so many people who want to dance all over the country, who want to learn, even if they don't know it yet, because they haven't walked into their first country club or their first class or their first workshop or event. They don't even know how much they want it and need it and how much it will change their life from the inside out. And so we are wanting to empower anyone who is, is interested in being that light for other people. We want to empower them with as much as we can give regarding information, tools, resources, etc. So that's kind of a basis of what it is and why we're doing it. And we will go into some of the different components of the program, because it is a full program. It's not just a course. The course is a part of the program, is a piece of it, but we'll go into the different components. But Taryn, I want to check in with you, and also we'll check in with our comments. Welcome, Russ, joining the call. Is there anything that you wanted to say regarding anything that I said so far?
Actually, just to echo it, it's absolutely something that Joe had said about it's part of our duty to give back, and we're happy to do so. So any way that we can positively contribute to the dance community, that's what we're here to do and help support. So feel free to reach out to any of us because we all share that goal.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so let's see. Looking at comments, I'm not seeing any questions just yet, which is totally fine. So we'll go ahead and continue with the questions that we've had from other students or other people who are interested in the program, and also from students who have been a part of the program and who've had these questions before they started. So one has to do with what is this program all online? Is it in person? Is it a mix? What is it? So Taryn, do you want to touch on that topic?
Sure. The program is mixed as far as there being opportunity to do both in person and online, but it's primarily online training. So it's broken up into lessons that you can go through at your own pace and complete in your time. And when you're ready, take what you learn in those lessons and then implement it directly into getting started with instructing. So it's self-paced online. And then every now and then throughout the year, there'll be opportunities to attend in-person workshops for more interactive and immersive training where you can get one-on-one feedback with an instructor at the workshop, or intensive at some of our events. So it's a little bit of both, but primarily online.
Yeah, and one of the opportunities that we have coming up actually next week is at the Edge Fall Fest. We actually have 4 classes for KIT members to be able to take, and that's all included in, or they get it like as a bonus. So as the Kickstart Instructor Training member, you as one of our first founding members for this launch, we have VIP. We offer VIP status, and that's something that we give you guys automatically. It is the first 50 applicants, so we're getting really close to that number. So after that, it'll be something that people can absolutely opt into, but it won't just come as a bonus. But with the VIP status, you get access to these in-person workshops at no additional charge. So it's one of those perks for the VIP. So at the Edge Fall Fest in Temecula, California, October 22nd, we will have instructor courses for both line and partner dance instruction. And they're just kind of these little, like Taryn mentioned, they're opportunities to get some hands-on coaching, training, talking. We'll cover a topic in each of the classes to help the people who are there just get a different understanding, a different perspective, something that they can then use and turn around and implement into their classes. So I'm excited about that. We've had a couple of those since April, a couple in-person opportunities, and lots more on the way, and really all around the country. So okay, so another one of the questions was, do I have to finish the program or do I have to go through the full course in order to participate in the apprenticeship program? So I'll touch on it, but Taryn, if you want to add anything. So you do not have to complete the whole course. Throughout the course, there is little touch periods, which we call quizzes. Well, I guess, okay, they're quizzes, but for us, they're touch periods. And for you, they are as well, because it allows you to kind of see where you're at with your understanding. And it allows us to see where you are in the program and where you're at in your understanding. Not about getting a grade, not about the pressure, simply like a benchmark and kind of where you're at. But we understand that a lot of our members are going to be people who are already teaching, who are already instructing. And so it's not about necessarily waiting till the end. It is about finding the right opportunity for the people, you know, based on what's around them, if there are mentors around them, which we'll talk about in a moment, as well as other just types of opportunities and what type of opportunities. So a couple opportunities for our apprenticeship program that we had recently was we had a music festival in Redondo Beach, where we invited some of our Kickstart dance crew, and people are able to be a part of that just by letting us know. They send us some videos. They show us that they are knowledgeable in line dance and stuff like that. But we gave those who are in the Kickstart instructor program an opportunity to actually teach at this music festival. So whereas the dance crew, everyone's there dancing, they're doing a great job leading, like wall leading, we actually gave our Kickstart instructor members who are in the apprenticeship part an actual opportunity to teach, which was really cool, because they're at a major music festival, you know, in front of, you know, just as natural and fun as a crowd as ever. And they got to do things on a really big scale, even though they hadn't finished the course. So Taryn, would you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, sure. So that's a great example of one of the apprenticeship opportunities. It could be something big like a festival. It could even be something intimate, like a one-on-one lesson where you're co-instructing, or like shadowing and observing what another instructor does in person if you're newer to instructing, or maybe incorporating a new practice or dance style you haven't done before. You possibly can get in and maybe teach a dance in between another instructor teaching, or maybe co-facilitate partner dance instruction if it's your first time getting started. And those opportunities really give you feedback from the mentors that you're working with. It's not always that you're partnered with the same person all the time working under one. You actually get a well-rounded opportunity to work with several people to get all sorts of feedback on your instruction and tips on what they do, or maybe tips on what you could add to what you're doing. So the program is really designed to help you take what you're learning and the educational material and then apply it to your instruction so that you become that much more comfortable and confident in what you're doing. It also gives us an opportunity to help place you in future gigs too, and networking. So there's lots of benefits of being part of the program.
Yeah, we actually had one of our members, I was able to book her an actual gig teaching at it's like a restaurant, bar, live music, you know, fun family atmosphere thing. And because they enjoyed her, they wanted her back. And it's like, I mean, just like that, that was a $300 gig, 2 hours. That was it. And then she's done it a couple different times at this point. So she had messaged me, was like, I mean, instant return on investment, just really so quickly. Because one of the things I run into, Taryn, and I don't know if this is something that y'all see, is that like as much as an instructor pours their heart out into what they're doing, sometimes there's this element missing that is prohibiting them to connect with their audience and with their crowd, to really want to have their crowd or their students want to come back. And it's not that they did anything wrong, but there was something missing there in the connection. And when that gap is bridged, then quantum leaps happen in your instructor journey. So
yeah, that's totally true. I noticed that even if it's something that you're good at, it happens sometimes between lessons where there's interruptions that prevent you from being as interactive with your students and giving that piece of connection. And then the next time you're able to, and you really notice a change in the excitement in the people that return. So that is a key element.
Awesome.
Well, I'll bring up a question that's been asked before, and we can get into talking about it. So speaking of the apprenticeship program, we also get asked, How do I become certified, or how do I get listed as a certified instructor? And that's a great question. So the program is designed to give you options to pursue your training in either way. It could be open to everybody, no matter what you're doing. If you're just getting started, or if you've been teaching for a while, you can take the course and the materials, strategies, tips, best practices, and incorporate it immediately into what you're doing, and see that jump and up level in your instruction. There's no requirements. So our course doesn't require you to turn anything in. As Adia mentioned before, the quizzes help us to know where you are, but you're not required to, nor are you required to do it at a certain time frame. On the flip side, the other path would be towards certification. And that does come with some requirements, because what certification represents is you being credentialed as an instructor. It's that extra endorsement behind your name saying that you've gone through this training, you're proficient in the material, and Kickstart recognizes that and is willing to endorse you as an instructor. So how do you get that? You would complete an entire series and finish the courses. So that path would require that you do complete the quizzes. So it shows that you understand the material and what you would be teaching to your students. Then you'd participate in the apprenticeship program. So you would actually get the feedback, practice, experience, and become comfortable in what you're doing, and give us opportunities to see what you're doing as well. And then you would submit a demonstration of what you want to be certified in. So what I mean by that is, maybe you want to be certified in advanced line dance instruction. Then you would submit demonstrations of you teaching at the beginner level, where you take the concepts that we've taught in the course and the different methods and approaches, and show us how you do that for the beginner line dances, intermediate, and advanced. So of course, you wouldn't just jump straight to advanced. You'd be certified in beginner, certified in intermediate, and then certified advanced. And the same is true for partner dance. We wouldn't just have a blanket certification or endorsement. You would choose what you want to be recognized and certified in. So country swing or two-step, and at what level. So that process does have some requirements, but once you complete those, then you would be listed as a Kickstart certified instructor. We would have a badge beside your name and list you in our network and share that with others, where you would show that you have the credentialing behind your name. One last thing, Adia, and definitely add to it, but our goal and aim is to provide positive, high standard, quality instruction and support to the dance community. And that's why that endorsement requires that little bit additional effort on your part as instructors, because that is what we're trying to ensure that we're endorsing.
Awesome. Okay, one of the questions I just had was, does it cost more for the certification?
Great question. No, once you sign up for the entire program, as long as you purchase the whole program, that's part of it. And it's just on you to complete it and do the training, quizzes, apprenticeship. But nope, it's all part of it.
Awesome. And then I wanted to add that, you know, I've been asked before, I've been approached with this before, I've wondered it before myself, but does a line dance instructor need to have a certification in order to teach? And the answer that I know is no. Like, there's not any specific certification that anyone needs to have to be able to go out, start teaching, whether it's private lessons or group lessons or at a bar or at a facility, whatever it is. Nobody needs to have a certification, but kind of just similar to a beauty school certification or a like a coaching certification or like a therapist type thing. Anyone can be a great listener, but obviously if you go through some sort of training, it's going to give you that additional edge. And as Taryn was mentioning, our certification is specifically to be a part of like the Kickstart Instructor Network. There's also going to be, there's tons and tons, I mean, most instructors at this point who are not Kickstart certified instructors. And that doesn't take away whatsoever from how amazing they are. But as Taryn said, because we, as an organization, we get so many calls, emails, invitations, and they're getting to be more and more as our name gets out there more, and as our reputation continues to precede us as a really great place to find quality instructors. It's really important that the people who are a part of the Kickstart instructor certification, or who have a Kickstart instructor certification badge, like really are able to provide the best service and provide the best experience for the people who we're sending them out in our name for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okay, so I'll go ahead and check in to see if there's any questions that y'all have as a part of this chat. Otherwise, we will continue answering the other ones. Okay, okay, cool. So Jennifer says, can I choose to just take the line dance course?
Do you want me to respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. You can take part of it, all of it, as far as so the line dance series, each of the series are broken up into courses, and we kind of progress you through just kickstarting your career and all that's included in that, and up leveling it and continuing on. So it's got a 101, 201, 301, and 401. It's broken into courses with 16 lessons total. So you can just take 101, you can go all the way to 401 in the whole series, but you don't have to take partner if that's your question. You can just stay in the line dance course and go through the material and incorporate that training into what you're doing. You absolutely do not have to branch into the other dance styles.
Yeah, so right now we have two separate series, as Taryn mentioned. So we have line dance and we have partner dance. There's going to be some similarities, but then there's a lot of differences when it comes to class organization and how to specifically kind of teach and really engage partner dance couples or partner dance students, which I said couples because it's a whole different ball game. Like, I'll just speak for myself as an instructor. When I do a line dance private lesson with a solo or, a couple friends, or a couple who's doing partner dance lesson, like it's a whole like science to making sure that a lot of times I find that the lead or the guy or who's typically the husband or the boyfriend is a bit apprehensive and has been kind of fighting the whole time in the car about how much he doesn't want to be here, and but doing it because he loves her. That's like a story I see over and over, and learning how to really navigate those type of relationships as an instructor, like how to best serve your clients, as well as how to best manage classes, partner dance classes of different levels, different stages of the partner dance journey, different techniques. Sometimes people are like, they'll call themselves, very avid partner dancer. They've been doing it for 15 years, and yet they don't have a lot of the essentials and the fundamentals. And so both for the line dancing side and the partner dancing side, we provide essentials and fundamentals that are specific to that series. But that was a really great question, Jennifer, and thank you for letting us kind of expand on it. Because I know that's a question a lot of people have. And Taryn, actually, it just so happens, because Taryn, you were telling me a few weeks ago that you were, or a couple months ago, that you hadn't really looked into teaching partner dancing because you didn't have a partner and you just didn't feel too confident about being able to teach as a solo instructor. And you want to talk a little bit about where your mindset has gone since with all this training?
Yeah, that was the case. Eat, sleep, and breathe line dance. I'm the type of dancer in person that I'll pair any dance to any song because I don't want to leave the floor. I'm either on the floor or in the bathroom kind of thing. And my husband really didn't join in any of the partner dancing. So honestly, I was at the point in dancing where if it wasn't a line dance, I was going to the bathroom or getting a drink. There just wasn't partner dancing. And recently in some of my locations, that's changed where a lot of people are interested in it and going to these events. So it's really come more into play recently. And I was talking with Adia saying, yeah, how do you lead a class if you're by yourself? Because I've pretty much only seen where it's a co-instruction. You always have two people teaching the class. That's been my experience anyway. And once we were talking about it more and developing more of the coursework, one of the most exciting parts to me about partner dance the series is that it provides videos and perspective on how to teach from the lead, follow, and then the whole picture. So fast forward, and to answer that and wrap this up is I took some of that training that we did myself and applied it to getting my husband involved anyway, and my son, who's only 6, and then sharing it with some of the others in my area. And it's been really, I guess, freeing and eye-opening that it's still possible to teach even solo. If you're with a group of beginners that they don't know what they're doing, you don't have to rely on that, because we provide you with how to do it from both perspectives. And then you can just literally get up there and have someone go through the dance with you. And it's really just changed my perspective, coming from a strong line dance background, into what you can do with partner.
Yeah, and I did want to mention, for those of you guys who asked, we are allowing for a bundle for the line dance and partner. So they're each separate series, part of the program. So they were kind of invested in separately. But for those who are interested in both, we did provide a bundle option so that, you know, it saves you a little money, but the amount of information you get is insane. So one of the questions that we had specifically from some of our, or a couple of our previous, or the members who'd been in the program a little bit, is what's the building blocks? What is this new thing? And like I had mentioned, every release, every new session, we have upgrades and additions and all sorts of stuff. So building blocks is, although it's been in the works, it's a little bit of a newer thing, and we're really excited to present it. We have filmed specific beginning line dances. Some of the most popular, easy to learn, easily digestible, like highest rate of excitement and success. We've begun to film those within our Kickstart organization, because we wanted to give instructors not only the dance itself and the steps, but also some pro tips as you are working with your crowd or working with your students. Like, what are some pro tips that you're able to then apply with this dance in particular, but it usually spans the different dances. And then also we highlight different moves for terminology. So for those I know for me, when I started in the bar, it was like, you know, move to the right, move to the left, 3 steps, stomp, stomp. I didn't know, you know, the official terms that were really, they span the whole world, really. I teach around the world. I meet people from around the world. And when you know that line dance terminology, everything comes so much quicker. So we make sure to hone in on that. Again, kind of bringing it into one place versus, you know, looking for line dance steps over there and for this choreography here. And is this the same choreography as, you know, such and such? So we just kind of make it a little bit easier. So that's one of the things we're doing with the line dance building blocks. And the stuff that we're providing. And then for partner dance, for the moment, we're focusing on some foundations of partner dance in general, such as connection, hand positioning, placement, frame, control, rhythm and timing in general. But then we also are giving some specific aspects that pertain to country swing, because it's one of the most simplistic, easy to digest, easy to learn, and easy to teach dances in the country scene at the moment, which is something that we love doing. And it's that dance style that you see everywhere, all over. So Taryn, you want to talk a little bit about those building blocks?
Yeah, we lovingly joked and named them building blocks because they reminded us of Legos. So you don't have to just know this huge, long, choreographed partner dance pattern to the entire song. The cool part about it is it's broken into basics or essential elements, foundations, what have you. And we've decided to call them building blocks. Or if you learn these pieces or elements, you can connect them together in any pattern to come up with, you know, a partner dance pattern. Exactly that. Take building blocks and do them in any order. So whether it's a right side basic or a particular dip or lean, we've released a first set of building blocks, and we plan to, with each launch and throughout the course, release additional building blocks.
Nice. And for those who did join the call, welcome. And if you guys have any other question or any questions, please go ahead and put it in the comments. And we will also be fielding questions from other areas. But yeah, I'm super excited about the building blocks. Again, when I started teaching country swing, it's like, watch YouTube, watch TikTok. There was a couple like really fun videos on YouTube, but the thing that they didn't have, which I needed, was the how to. I'd get the picture, I get the overall picture, but there's so many little intricate details that really help to make it a success for students, or for me as a dancer, or for my partner who I'm dancing with, that we're really missing. So then you're just kind of guessing and trying to figure out what those elements are. So the neat thing is there's so many resources out there. And again, we don't claim to be the only source of anything. We are just bringing information in. And then we also create a lot of our own, very specific to the program, because of the need that we're seeing and what people are asking for. So yeah, I really love that about country swing. And our next dance style that we'll be teaching, fundamentals and basics, will be two-step, and we'll move into a couple other styles. The goal here is we're not a dance studio, so we're not here to make anyone professional dancers in that regard, but we are providing tools and information and giving a solid foundation so that what you do and what you teach is sound, works well. It is not flying by the seat of your pants. It's got, there are techniques, there are processes, there is a sequence for some of the things that you'll be learning, which help make it make more sense for you as a consumer, for you as an instructor, and then for your students as they're the ones who are getting, on the other end, the receiving end of this information. And you know what, to tell you the truth, especially when it comes to country swing, up until now, up until recently, I should say, I was a part of the group that was just like, we're doing the best with what we got, and it was great. But having a little bit more of a systemized approach and having these core moves, these core beginner moves, these core fundamentals and essentials can really help up level what your students are capable of. And then they take that and watch them go. It's crazy. It's amazing. One of my favorite students has been my son, and he has done a lot of exploring on his own, but especially in the early stages, I was making sure to do some like technique checks and, checking in on this, that, and the other. And now he's so in love with it all that not only does he do country swing, but he's also venturing into West Coast swing and other styles, taking the training even more seriously. And it's just really cool to see the progression and see what happens when we provide this little opportunity, this little speck of opportunity of this higher level learning or intentional learning, whatever it is, and where people can take it and ultimately, do with it what they will and have a blast along the way. So yeah, so all right. Taryn, did you have any other questions that you wanted to bring to the surface?
I think that there was another, but it just escaped me. It'll come back. I can't remember if we started the conversation about our coaching conversations coming up. If we brought that up, that was one of them.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that, and let's talk about mentors. That's great.
So as part of the program, it just came back to me what it was. The question is, what all comes with the program? And so there's a ton. It's more than just slides. It's not just a course. It's literal, an entire support program around your training. So you have educational material. That's the courses and slides. You have chances to practice and put into play and get experience in what you're doing. That's the apprenticeship program. We have like referrals and outlets for you to network with other people. And that's our instructor network. Certification. So you get credentialing behind your training and showing what all you've put into being a dance instructor. We have coaching conversations, and that's something that's coming up and we'll dive into, but where we talk with industry professionals that share their advice, experience, and best tips tricks, strategies, etc. We'll be talking hopefully once a week throughout the program, and then you're invited to join and take part in that and ask questions and really get that knowledge, insight, and feedback from those professionals. And just so much more. There's even more that I know I'm forgetting now, but it's more than just a course. And so that's one of the exciting things.
Can I insert just a minute for that? Because with the professionals, they're not just dancers. So when you're a dance instructor, there's so many different types of professionals and people that you deal with on a regular basis. So some of our pros are, they just have all different walks of life and areas of the business. So we've got Glenn Ball coming up first. He's coming up this Saturday. And if you don't know Glenn Ball, check him out. I'm blanking on his website, but Glenn
I'll drop it in the
Ball,
comments.
yeah, thank you. Okay, so Karen will drop it in the comments. And he's not only like world champion, super high level dancer, he's also a really great instructor and engager of the country community. He's also an event director. We have Red Dirt Dancing, Chris and Sarah, who are going to be mentors as well as coaches on the call. So mentors meaning they're going to be people who you're going to be able to potentially shadow classes with, or they're going to give feedback for this, that, and the other. They're going to be, they're even willing to work one-on-one with a handful of people at a time, just giving personal feedback. And but they are two dancers that love what they do, share what they did, and then went full time with what they did. So that is really cool to learn from. Okay, how did they go full time and what they did? They're also really great at social media. They've grown their social media channel insanely, and they're going to be sharing what they did to get where they are and how they did it. And I was talking to them actually just yesterday, and they were telling me that, you know, they're so glad that we're doing this, and particularly they're so excited that Kickstart is doing this because they too had to pave their own way. And how neat to have something for people to be able to just kind of start with, and they're really happy to be on kind of the ground floor of it all, because we're in our first year. And we've also got DJs, country DJs who have been doing it for 20 plus years, who've seen the trends and the changes. We've got bar managers, like what are they looking for when they're hiring out staff? What type of instructor is going to win over another, or what kind of instructor really engages the crowd? So it's people who have been in the industry from all these different areas who can give some really cool feedback. We've got Jennifer Cameron, who has run major dance events for over 20 years. She also owns a flooring company for dance floors, which is something that we've been kind of dabbling in the idea of, you know, maybe having dance floors, or maybe owning the dance floors, because we have so many events with Kickstart Country events. But the point is, these industry professionals are really from all over. They're not just instructors. So we're encouraging our members to really think outside the box, and like, what are those types of questions that they would have for these people who are giving of their time and wanting to pay it forward, to really help the members excel and up level and get started on the right foot, and really have kind of I want to say upper hand, and it's kind of how I mean it, but I mean, either you get this background information or you figure it out on your own, or sometimes you never figure it out. And we're here, and these people are here to give that information and to help everyone to, just take whatever their goals are and help take them next level. So I kind of mentioned the mentors, and Taryn mentioned them earlier as well. So we've got our industry professionals who will be part of the coaching conversations. Those calls will be recorded, and you'll be able to send in your questions beforehand, because it will be a limited time. We'll want to make sure we get to as many as possible. And then we also have mentors, Kickstart mentors. These are instructors and dancers from all over the country who are willing to, again, share their platform or share their knowledge or share feedback or something to help our members be able to just get better, get feedback, like Taryn said earlier, implement something maybe they hadn't before. And let's say you're shadowing a mentor, you're able to see, oh, that's how they do it. And then you can ask those questions. Hey, why did you do it this way? Why did you do it that way? And just get that inside information that just really hasn't, for the most part, existed, at least not to my knowledge, in this way for this type of crowd and industry. So, and we will also have contributors to the actual to the actual program itself, to the series. So you're going to start to see people that are not necessarily inside of the Kickstart organization, but they're happy to contribute different lessons, different techniques that will be lessons and like master classes as a part of the instructor training program. So that's something to look forward to in the future. All right. Well, I think that was the bulk of the questions. If anyone has any more, let me go ahead and check and see if anyone sent any in. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So this is on topic, slightly off topic, but I had a question about how can I be involved on the inner part of the Kickstart workings? And so that's a really great question. We have, so far, we've had a couple opportunities, the main one being social media. We actually went from a no social media team, just those of us who were part of it doing everything, to having an amazing social media manager. That's Tara Bianco. And then she's got a team of 7 to 8 different social marketing managers who help give information and keep information going and network with people. So if being a part of the internal organization or just being something like on the dance crew is something that's of interest to you, make sure you guys reach out to us. Again, our goal is to empower and inspire and build people up and allow a sharing of our platform in ways that are going to ultimately benefit the community as a whole. So it's always worth reaching out and seeing. One of my favorite stories with this is when Taryn reached out to me and was like, hey, I could help with this. I'm really great at creating, systems and curriculum. And she's like, you need me. And I'm like, I never knew how much I needed this woman until she was a part of the Kickstart leadership team. So, you just never know if this is something that you're looking at doing as a career, the back end stuff. Maybe it has to do with, maybe you're interested in helping with events, being on the admin end, being on like the leadership end of the different Kickstart country events, like the Edge Fall Fest, Nashville Dance Fest, Dance XL, Boston D Party, also known as the Country Dance Party, Shoreline and Country Swing, to name a few. We've got lots of things in store coming up in the next 12 months. And if you feel like it would be a great fit for you, we'd love to have you talk to us and see if it's something that would be mutually beneficial. And we're just really excited to work with all sorts of new people. So, all right. Any last words, Taryn, for our friends who are watching the call or who are going to be catching the playback?
Just to play off a joke, what you said, I told Adia you need me, and I'm going to tell you guys, you need this. It's going to save you so much time and just help you in so many ways, and we're happy to do so. So thank you for joining us, and we'll be supporting you in other live Q&As. So as you go through the program and have questions, feel free to reach out.
All right. Thank you, guys. And again, reach out if you've got any other questions, and we'll hopefully see you soon and see you on the dance floor no matter what. All right.